entangled within the intricacies of the subconscious, he ascended above temporal limits, bearing the profound load of memories and emotions. In the labyrinthine depths of existence, he wandered amidst obscure shadows, grappling with the complexities of an existence lacking direction, order, or coherence. His odyssey was bathed in the eerie radiance of sorrow, fury, and pessimism, fraught with the perils of inexperience, obliviousness, and the treacherous currents of emotional corrosion. His formative years comprised a narrative woven from fractured origins, his parents parting ways while he was yet a tender babe of one. This initial rupture laid the groundwork for a turbulent familial landscape, a canvas devoid of tenderness, empathy, solace, or the melodious cadence of effective dialogue. Instead, he found himself ensnared in an unending cycle of degradation. By the tender age of 23, he had traversed a tumultuous path, cycling through more than 50 employments, often ousted due to his confrontational demeanour and frequent clashes with authority figures. Then, amidst mindless routines, he pondered his weekend agenda, typically entailing drugs, alcohol, and riotous revelry. Unbeknownst to him, these comrades in indulgence shared his descent into a vapid and uninspiring life. A pivotal juncture emerged when a string of phone calls heralded a night of indulgence, mushrooms, cocaine, and alcohol. The vacuity of this existence struck him profoundly, prompting an abrupt departure. Setting forth in his car, confusion swiftly enveloped him in his own city. Racing through a residential area at breakneck speeds, his vehicle collided with two cars. In the ensuing tumult, he succumbed to unconsciousness. Upon regaining cognizance, he discovered his foot pressing the accelerator to the floor. The collision had left him ejected from the car, unconscious yet untouched by pain. His mangled body lay trapped between the vehicle and a residence, his leg ensnared. During the subsequent investigation, a peculiar anomaly unfurled. Authorities and homeowners were confounded to find his body positioned on the passenger side, a baffling riddle that perplexed their understanding. However, the evolving narrative would unravel this enigma. He harboured an extraordinary capability to shift in and out of his corporeal form at will. While his essence seemed entwined with his physicality, he could detach from it and linger by the passenger's side. In this state, he retained complete clarity as he observed the ambulance hurtling toward him, the urgency evident in their urgent exclamations. "We're losing him. He's bleeding profusely." Secured within the speeding ambulance, he watched his own fragile frame from an ethereal vantage point. Upon arrival at the medical facility, a scene unfolded that left the attending healthcare professionals utterly astounded. The state of his condition, marked by a shattered leg, extensive swelling, substantial blood loss, and the grim presence of glass fragments embedded in his face, neck, and body, instigated disbelief among those in attendance. As time progressed, amidst the distant murmurs of phone conversations and familial discussions, a rather inexplicable occurrence unfolded. He found himself strangely attuned to these dialogues. Family members congregated, their collective gasps and heartfelt prayers becoming a resonating backdrop, interspersed with rounds of well wishes and rather hauntingly farewells. All the while, he lay tethered to life support, a mere observer to their emotional exchanges. Meanwhile, amidst the surgery, a peculiar phenomenon began to materialize. A surreal convergence of his spirit and physical form seemed to unfold, an eerie intertwining that brought an uncanny form of solace. A defining moment emerged during which the breathing apparatus seemed to encumber his body, only to be intervened upon by his own spirit. In a curious ballet of ethereal grace, his spirit melded back with his physicality, deftly removing the hindrance of the neck brace, allowing for the unobstructed flow of breath. This confounding turn of events left both his kin and the attending medical staff dumbfounded, contemplating the possibility of his responsiveness. The weighty decision concerning the continuation or termination of life-sustaining measures lingered heavily, seemingly resting upon his own shoulders, though shrouded in a veil of partial comprehension. As the precipice of disconnection loomed, a curious occurrence transpired. His consciousness and soul embarked upon an enigmatic odyssey, departing the confines of the sterile hospital room. A sense of detachment enveloped him as he found himself adrift in a realm of ambiguity, severed from his corporeal vessel. Gradually, an understanding dawned upon him, a realization that he was merely a reflection, a passive character within the narrative of his own existence. It was an ineffable experience, yet he began perceiving himself as something transcending the confines of body, mind, and emotion, a vessel embodying tranquility. His journey continued, drawing him inexorably towards an inscrutable vortex, a tunnel, or perhaps a conduit. Momentum surged, propelling him through a landscape defined by luminosity, frequencies, reverberating sound waves, and the intricate patterns of thought, spiraling ever deeper into the nebulous abyss. In the shroud of darkness, a faint unease lingered as he yearned for the restoration of light. And in a moment of surrender, he relinquished control, placing his trust in the unfolding process. It was then that he glimpsed a warm, radiant luminescence enveloping his being. Curiosity struck as he contemplated his surroundings. Prior to entering the expansive luminosity, an overwhelming chorus of tender, compassionate sentiments, love, empathy, sympathy, respect, honor, appreciation, surrounded him. Though the identities of these beings remained elusive, he found himself encircled by ethereal entities and an outpouring of welcoming emotions, culminating in a comprehensive life review. This introspective odyssey revisited his interactions and conduct, unearthing a chapter steeped in negativity, anger, and toxicity. It was a contemplative process, fraught with regrets and musings on past actions, yet the immutable nature of the past forbade alteration. An air of uncertainty mingled with contemplation as he pondered the challenges that lay ahead upon his return to the physical realm. Immersed in a state of contemplation, he grappled with an array of emotions: regret, shame, guilt, and judgment. Here, beyond conventional confines, there existed no judgments or condemnations. Instead, a welcoming embrace assured him that his journey was recognized and embraced. A pivotal moment emerged, presenting a profound inquiry. What do you desire? The decision loomed, whether to remain in acceptance and tranquility, or to return to the familiar life. The choice weighed heavily, torn between realms. Ultimately, he chose to return, initiating a swift and surreal journey back, a fleeting dream grounded in reality by the resonance of others' prayers and thoughts. On his return, his mother disconnected the link to the unknown, revealing the realm of physical suffering. His leg lay motionless, his hand unresponsive, pain pulsating through his being. His mother and sister awaited, expecting gratitude. However, he wrestled with feelings of victimhood, blame, and the trials of neglect, abandonment, and trust. Constructive expression of his experiences eluded him, embarking instead on the daunting path of relearning from walking to talking. Despite retaining speech knowledge, the aftermath of a brain injury reflected in a faltering voice, tinged with a lisp. Panic surged as medications coursed, oblivious to hidden bleeding within his brain. Gradually, consciousness returned, senses honing, enabling him to eavesdrop on distant hushed whispers. Such experiences bordered on the surreal. Amidst complexities, he delved into energy manipulation. Mundane actions, like controlling blood pressure, fell within his newfound abilities, unsettling the medical staff. A swift healing trajectory unfurled. In 6 days, he bid the hospital farewell. 3 days brought respite to his lungs. Within 6 months, fractured bones fully restored. In a year, all pharmaceuticals were successfully abandoned. Soon, another life-or-death trial emerged, brain bleeding requiring surgery. Initial reluctance and discontent yielded to acceptance. Ego shackles fell away, facing brain surgery fully awake, navigating unfathomable pain. In the third hour, amidst surrealism, he briefly detached from his corporeal form, observing the hospital confines. Relief finally came when the nurse administered pain relief, an ability acquired amidst this unparalleled feat. Embarking on his journey of self-healing marked a significant turning point in his life. It was a period where patterns underwent a profound transformation, unveiling a deeper understanding of his own life cycles. This remarkable phase of personal growth culminated in the expungement of a criminal record and the resolution of fines and fees, paralleled by a remarkable surge in emotional well-being. The intricate art of embracing love, forgiveness, and the relinquishment of resentment paved the way for a substantial shift in his reality. The hope lingers that this narrative provides not only inspiration, but also valuable insight. To connect with him, one can seek him out across various platforms using the aliases Guided Intelligence or Malcolm there. Deep gratitude is extended for the privilege of your attentive ear.